talking The Witcher season 1, Netflix Netflix's words are hard, guys. Words are hard. Netflix's original series, The Witcher, which is based off of a series of books. But I mean, most people are familiar with The Witcher through the video game. That's how I'm familiar with it. Let me just tell you, my history with The Witcher. I've never read any of the books, so I'm completely unfamiliar with that. Which is this show? I'm pretty sure is based off of they're following the books more, which I think are before the video games. I'm not incredibly sure about that, but I'm pretty sure that's what the show is. They follow the books, but I'm just familiar with The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. So I haven't even played the first Witcher game or the second. I've only played the third one, and I haven't even finished the third one. I haven't finished that game. That's behind me. If you're just listening to the show, I'd suggest watching it. Watching the show, watching Nerd Out Sanctuary. I think it's worth it. I put up graphics. I think my set's pretty cool. But anyway, yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, not familiar with the books. Played The Witcher 3, which is one of the best games ever made. I mean, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is one of those video games that if someone would come up to me and be like, The Witcher 3 is the best video game ever made, I wouldn't argue. I'd probably say I don't agree with you. It's not my favorite video game of all time, but I can't disagree that it's the best video game ever made. It's if you haven't played The Witcher 3 and you're into video games, definitely pick it up and try it out. It's pretty incredible. But back to the show. Again, if you're a fan of the Witcher games, watch the show. It's amazing. So we got the show follows 3 main characters. You obviously have Geralt of Rivia. We have Yennefer, who's an upcoming mage, and you have Princess Cirilla. So those are the 3 main characters that we follow. Henry Cavill, Superman himself, plays Geralt of Rivia, which is really cool. I checked out some interviews with Henry, Mr. Cavill, Superman himself, and he got into this series by playing the video game. It's kind of weird. Like, Henry Cavill's he's kind of a fucking nerd, which is fitting. This podcast loves him. He's like the PC master race type of gamer too, which is hilarious. I thought that was really funny, and he's definitely takes influences from the game for his Geralt, and he's awesome in it. I love Geralt. I love his Geralt. His Geralt is awesome. The chick who plays Yennefer, let me look at her name, Anya Chalarotra. I'm butchering her name, but she's fantastic. She's awesome as Yennefer. She's beautiful, gorgeous. Yeah, she's awesome. And then Freya Alan, or again, I'm butchering her name. She plays Ciri, or Princess Cirilla. So Geralt is, if you don't know, he is what you call a Witcher. And Witchers are mutants. Like, they're bred to kill monsters. So they're not the same as normal humans. They're bigger, they're stronger. They're basically super soldiers. If you put maybe Captain America and, fucked him up a little bit and put him in the universe, he would be a Witcher, basically. Sorry if I'm sniffling. That's just my thing. But anyway, so Witchers, they're bred to be monster hunters. Like, they hunt demons, witches, monsters, whatever you need them to be. They're bounty hunters, but they hunt monsters, So they're mutants. They also are heralded to have no emotions, so they're very looked down upon in this world. They're very discriminated against. Another thing to bring up: this world is incredibly dark. It's the show. The universe itself has been compared to Game of Thrones because of its dark nature. You have racism, xenophobia, some really fucked up shit that happens in the universe. You have these fucked up monsters. These monsters and demons look like monsters and demons from hell. Like, they look fucked up. So, yeah. it's a very dark universe, so you have some pretty dark characters, and but Geralt is definitely not one of them. He has this really thick layer of just hard hardiness. He looks very menacing and very badass and very like, oh, I'm real intense. I don't give a shit, but he does. He kind of has a heart of gold. He says there's monsters, and then there's money, and there's rarely both. That's a famous, a big line in the show, which is very true. Sometimes there's monsters, sometimes there's money, but there's rarely both. There's one or the other. So he usually helps out people even without for nothing, just to help them out. He helps people, so he has a heart of gold. He's an amazing character. If you've played the Witcher games, If you've read the books, But we also have Yennefer, who is a upcoming mage in training. You see the origins of Yennefer in this show. That's what they explore. If you've again played the video games and read the books, you know who Yennefer is, and that her and Geralt have this ongoing relationship. But her story wasn't, surprisingly, I didn't think I was gonna like it at first, but I loved her story. I loved Yennefer's story. Her and Geralt's story are clearly the best and the most intriguing, which leads me to the third one, Princess Cirilla's kind of journey, and I definitely felt that it was the weaker of the three. I kind of got bored watching her a lot. I don't think it was the actress. I just think she didn't really have too much to do other than run away, which is just boring after a while. So when we were cutting to her, I was just like, okay, let's get back to Yennefer and Geralt. But anyway, let's talk about the show. Just to getting back to the show in general. The show definitely challenges you as a viewer. Like, you can't casually watch The Witcher. I will caution that. Don't casually watch it, because you're going to miss a lot. Mainly because these three stories are told out of order at different points in time and different locations, and it's kind of hard to keep up with all of that. You have to be an active watcher to be keeping up with all this, which I appreciate. I appreciate a show challenging me a little bit to put things together, and I did not expect that from a Witcher show. I expected it to be pretty linear. But I really liked it being out of order and I don't know if that's a regular thing for the books to do, because I'm not familiar with it, but I liked it a lot. That might turn off some casual viewers, but I think whatever, you don't need them. You don't need those casuals. Whatever. Fuck them. But anyway, that's I guess one of the negatives of the show. It doesn't hold your hand. It doesn't give you any captions at the bottom where they're at, what point in time they are, whether or not Yennefer's a mage yet, or Cirilla's even born yet. You don't even really know what's going on. But if you use context clues and you're paying attention to the show, you figure it out. So it's not ridiculous. It's not confusing enough for you to not be able to figure things out. It's not 2001: A Space Odyssey or anything. It's pretty easy to put together if you're paying attention, but you just have to pay attention. So I appreciated that. The fight scenes in this show are incredibly well choreographed and awesome. They definitely use the right blend of practical effects and in CGI to blend in. There's one specific fight scene where Geralt fights this child demon monster, and I think it's definitely the best fight in the show. It's so cool. The monster, there's scenes where it's practical and you're like, whoa dude, that thing is scary. And then there's other scenes where they use CGI, but they use it well and it doesn't look bad. For a TV show, the CGI looks pretty phenomenal. It's pretty surprising. Again, it is on Netflix, so they definitely got a budget. Excuse me. But yeah, fight scenes are, especially just when he's fighting other dudes, incredibly well choreographed and very awesome, very bloody, which I love. Come on now. Who doesn't love your blood and gore? Come on now. But yeah, very awesome. Let's go back to Yennefer a bit. Her story, when she uses magic, it's really awesome. The way they use magic in the show is really cool. Like when you want it to be very mystical and mysterious, it is. When you want the magic to be scary, it is. When it's badass, it is. That goes for Geralt as well, and the just general action. They pull off the general tones of the show incredibly well with what they're trying to achieve. But yeah, again, the show in general is great. Surprisingly funny too. Surprisingly really funny when it wants to be funny. Geralt's companion, or the Bard, is really hilarious, and I love their dynamic with each other. So I hope they keep doing that. I really appreciated that. Kind of like Dandelion from The Witcher 3. I don't think that's the same character. I believe it's not, but it could be. Again, I'm not too familiar with the universe to really know, but yeah, overall, the show is incredible. Yeah, Princess Cirilla's storyline in the first season is not that great, but if you've seen the show, that's probably not going to continue in the second season, if you're familiar with the ending. So, I mean, for looking forward, that's probably going to go away, but it's definitely the weakest part of the show, and it just challenges the viewer to pay attention and be an active watcher. So, I mean, if that's a thing that kind of draws you off from like some certain content to entertain you, I guess don't watch it. But I would still still watch it, give it a shot at least, because I love The Witcher, and it's probably my favorite thing on Netflix right now, ongoing. So I'll be there for season 2. Definitely be there for season 2 for sure.